There is nothing in the law that would prevent the owners from opening a mosque within the existing building.
This is an issue of human discretion. This is an issue of exercising your rights in good taste.
St. Peter's Church here at one time was prohibited from being constructed. There was a time when Catholic priests were arrested and Catholics were not allowed to practice their faith in New York City. That was the 1700s. Aren't you afraid of the violence this is starting to stir up, the anger?
I'm more afraid of if it gets built, our status on the world stage.
Most of us entered as children, the average age being 13 to 16-year-olds, that someone gets lured into this dark underworld. And so when does it become a choice? When they turn of age? When it's all that you've ever known, it's what you've been raised by, you believe that it's your choice. You tell yourself it's a choice in order to survive what you're doing.
When a nation sends young men and women to war, we need to do it judiciously. Soldiers know when they go overseas that it's dangerous, they accept that. But there's a moral contract with the nation. And the moral contract is if we get hurt, be it physically or mentally, we need to be looked after. And that's the moral contract.
4 years later, Chris has beaten the odds, and his recovery has been inspiring to those in both the medical and military community. Life for the Clote family has returned to a new kind of normal. Chris is still actively serving in the military in a role that uses his mind more than his body.
Still adapting, still accepting. Those things take time.
Was it all worth it?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, absolutely, 100% it was worth it. Freedom isn't free, it really isn't, and you have to be able to be willing to sacrifice for it.
All the mineral exploration rigs that were around mobilized to start trying to drill holes to find the miners because no one knew where they were. There were incomplete maps. The geologists knew they were somewhere between 500 and 800 meters. The problem was that the normal exploration rigs only carries enough equipment to drill about 420 meters. That's about maximum.
You've called it one of the most technically difficult jobs anyone has ever heard of. Explain for the rest of us just how difficult this really was.
It was so difficult that most experts didn't think it could be done. The holes were being drilled as quickly as possible with no concern on deviation or anything at all. They were just trying to punch the holes down. So when finally the hole was made that found the miners, it was a hole that wound around the formations. It actually had several turns in it because that's not abnormal, but normally you would drill it straighter and drill it more carefully. Had it been a hole that was we were doing for profit, we would have abandoned it because it was too windy. As I was leaving, the owner of Plan A came up to me and he said, Greg, he said, you know, he said, you couldn't drill that hole. And I said, yeah, what do you mean, you know, Raul? He said, God had to drill that hole. So really that was his, he said, God had to drill that hole. There's no way you could do that. And I said, I think you're right. I said, I think you're right.
What do you say to those who believe that it was a man-made miracle? It was a testament to the strength of the miners, the intelligence of the experts, the power of the equipment.
Sure, I say that they're wrong. God bless them, but they're wrong because I was there.